Hello, hello. How are you? And if anybody's wondering what is that back there, those are new tires for my project I'm working on. One's for the gas, and here, this is for you, my friend. All right, have a good night. One of the few places in New York where you can actually have your gas pumped versus you pumping your own gas. How are we doing tonight? 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday in New York. And I had the craziest cabin fever tonight. The cabin fever it was intense. I just had to. I just had to go out go for a drive. I don't even know. I don't know what that was. I had to go for a drive. I just needed to get away. It's like I'm writing this. I'm writing this story, and there are a lot of words. There are a lot of power in words, so I'm not gonna refer to what I was feeling in the last few days and the writing. I'm not going to give it a title or a name, but I knew that the cabin fever had set in tremendously for me, especially for tonight. You know, it's like what's a good word for, like, I just wanted to go get a drink and sit somewhere and not, just I wanted to hear laughter in the background. Like maybe there should be some sort of there has to be some sort of a sound. It just sounds like people in the background and glass chattering and things like that happening. But I really needed to get away today. Or this evening, I was like, I gotta get out of here. Let me see what this person had to say. It seems the more that I attempt to it seems the more I attempt to escape the barriers of my mind, they are put in the category of enemy. But of what? I just want to go have a drink. I just want to be able to walk into a bar, make my way to the bar, and order a drink. And then I want to be able to look down the bar. And I want to be able to say, the next round is on me. Give those ladies what they're what they've had. Give her. See the young lady there? Give her and her friends what they've had. That's what I want to be able to do right now. I want to be able to sit at a bar, hear music. I want to be able to get bumped by the chick who did not have, look at this. I have no idea what's going on. It looks like old versus new. Maybe they're extending this here. But this is the city that we live in now, where you can have hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of plywood on the streets and don't have to worry about a guy in a pickup truck coming to pick it up. It'll be there for you in the morning. Maybe one sheet might get stolen, but New York is truly a very safe place to live, despite whatever the news is telling you. I don't know. That's what I want to be able to do. I hate this feeling. It's like I want to find a speakeasy now. Now I have to, like, what I'm gonna just because of the guy that I am, I need to know. You know, I heard of one in Brooklyn, and I know that they say the way it was told to me was that the Russians have a couple in Brooklyn. You know, what the hell? I got to drive all the way to. Well, I just drove to Brooklyn to get gas. Well, I did eat before that. There's a place that I like, and my fasting time was over at 1 a.m. Well, my fasting started at 1 a.m. for my intermittent fasting. So I was able to get that in. Oh man. So you know, I'm thinking, man, it's like I need to find the nearest speakeasy ASAP. I need to put in the word like, yo, where can I go at 2-3 o'clock in the morning? And the girls are in the bathroom powdering their noses with their friends, and maybe there's a pool table would be nice. It doesn't have to be, because I know the clanking of the balls make a lot of noise, and if you're going to have a speakeasy, you want to be able to not have those clanking sounds, but you know, you can still insulate a room to minimize that clanking of the pool table. What else do we need for a good speakeasy? Anyone? Anyone? Speakeasy. Anyone? Anyone? Speakeasy. Anyone? So, what do you need? Take care all. Where is your mask? Who's that? Red face? Stop it. In the car by myself with the mask? I'm only putting on the mask or the medical theater. I don't know. I'm only rocking the medical theater when absolutely necessary. It's somewhere over here. It's around. But I have only wear them once, then I dump them and put a new one on. But what would make a good speakeasy? Do you just have a place to go Do you just have a place where you can go sit and have a drink? Or does it have to look like what's in your mind, a speakeasy? Are you just going to someone's apartment? Like, is the kitchen now turned into the bar? Is the kitchen now the bar in the new speakeasy? Is the, what do I say? Like, does the new 2021 speakeasy need to be remnant of a bar? Like, do I need a Chicago rail going around the kitchen? So you know how a lot of apartments you come in. So this is to say that the speakeasies of 2021 will be apartments, or will it be basements? Like when my mom was coming up, when my mother was coming up, all the basements all over the Bronx and all over Brooklyn, and I'm sure maybe Manhattan too, but I know she talked about the Bronx and Brooklyn. They would be the basement apartments, and it would cost something like $3 to get in, and they would have like a punch, and they would be dancing and music and all that kind of stuff. And as far as there was being a bar, there was no big deal about having a bar. There was a section that you went to where you drank, or you picked up the drink. But being from the bar business all the years that I've been in the bar business, I just wonder what would work in 2021. Is it just a place like right now, I just would like a place to go? Is this a place where they're going to be playing cards in the background? Is this a place where they're going to be playing pool? Is this a place where there'll be a poker machine? Is this a place where you can light up a spliff or smoke a cigarette? Is this a place where you can powder your nose? Is this what kind of a speakeasy am I talking about or thinking of? Because God knows I'm ready to go to one. And there has to be, if there are these speakeasies, or the only reason why I probably don't know about it is because I haven't inquired. I haven't looked around. I haven't said, yo, what's going on? Because if I had an opportunity to open up a speakeasy, I would go bar stools around a bar. Not just like a place where you go in and it's like somebody's apartment. I would have to be an actual bar where there's maybe even a Chicago rail. I know that's expensive, but I would build it out wherever of course it's going to be where the kitchen area is, but it won't just be a kitchen area. There will be some sort of bar with Chicago rail and bar stools for a guy like me, an older gentleman who wants to sit at the bar and wants to nurse a drink and wants to tip the bartender lovely. And speaking of tipping the bartender lovely, the speakeasy of 2021, will this be a cash business? Who has cash anymore? It would have to be all donations. No charge. You're not charging for anything. You're just donating. You're donating for, you want to drink? Yeah, make a donation. Yeah, but then it's still the problem of, even if you gave everything away, you still have the problem of the congregating and the being in that many people in one space. So how do you keep, it can't be cell phones. Maybe that's got to be some sort of rule where like you can't use the cell phone. Then how do you police that? Who's going somewhere without the cell phone? When they leave your place, they're going to want to jump into an Uber. How do you solve this? How do you solve 2021 speakeasy? You want a speakeasy, you want a place to go. Do you get a bar? Do you get Like, because it's like, I don't want to go to a friend's house and have a drink. That requires me kind of looking for parking. And that requires, I don't know, I just want to go where I don't know anyone, where I potentially could meet somebody new. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful Bentley I just drove by. Slow that, if I was a better YouTuber, I would just slow that little thing down. It was to my left. So amazing. The speakeasy of 2021. How do you... What about the people that want to wear a mask at the speakeasy 2021? Because there are people that want to get away, but they still want to believe what they refer to in their minds as safe. I would say that the mask is optional. Look what I just bumped into. That's really good. Surprisingly good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Surprisingly good. Nah. So the 2021 speakeasy would have to be a place that you can go to you would have to at least turn your phone off. Or was airplane mode maybe? Would that be the key to this? Airplane mode. You know, I don't know. I don't know I don't know. But how people are gonna need their phones. It's gonna be very difficult for you to have a 2021 anything without people being able to communicate through their phones. So a person shows up to your space and they want to gain entry. Is there like a passcode to get in? Gotta be an invitation. Where they're gonna have the invite? The invite is gonna be on their phone. So if the invite is on their phones, 2021 speakeasy. People going to want to use their phones. People going to want to at least call Uber to get home. Because there's not going to be any parking. There's no parking in the streets. All the parking is taken because everyone is home. So you can't double park. No double parking. Will we valet your car? I would love to be able to go to a spot right now, give the keys of my car to someone, and not even have to worry about it till I'm ready to leave. See, that's doable. That is so doable. That is realistic. 2021 speakeasy. We figured out that a Chicago Rail bar with bar stools should be a priority. I think we figured that out to some degree. '21 speakeasy, New York. Possibly having an actual bar, not just like somebody's apartment. And if it's a storefront, has to have access to a has to have a secondary access, like an alleyway. Everyone comes in through the alley to get into the space. $20.21 speakeasy. I need one because I want to go. I want to sit. I want to have a drink. I want to tell the bartender, send those ladies over there a drink on me. I want to play a game of pool. I want to be around people I never met before, I never saw before. Possibly somebody's going to be coming by unexpected. That's someone in the world of, I don't know, anything. It could be anything. In the world of technology. You know? Hotep Jesus might pop up. Adam Curry might pop up. Joe Rogan might pop up. So the people will have their phones. We will ask the people to make sure you keep your phones off at all times. And if you want to use the phone, there has to be some sort of designated spot for the phone. Like phone calls kind of a thing. I don't know. But the speakeasy of 2021 needs to happen ASAP. Even though, like I said earlier, I heard of there's something going on in Brooklyn. It's popping in Brooklyn. And I did see a spot in the Bronx. I recently driven by, and wow, now that I think about it, I've seen there's a spot right next to a library that I know of, right next to the library where my kids go to. I've been seeing like young girls, like 16 to 25, like kind of standing by this staircase. And then I turn around, boom, they're gone. I'm like, where did they go? And there's like a little doorway right there that leads to like an alley. See, something like that is brilliant. You need an alleyway that leads to the back of a storefront business. And then when you have the storefront business, you can just build as you grow. You can, put a bar up, and you can put some couches. You can there's a lot you can do. There's a lot that can happen with a storefront. Because I don't know if I'm 47 years old. And when I started working in the bar business as a bartender at 21, there was tons of after-hour spots. We called them after-hour spots. We never called them speakeasies. We could refer to them as after-hour spots. And all the after-hour spots that I went to had an actual bar. They didn't have they might have had bar sinks. One of them had the whole full setup: bar sinks, guns to press for the soda and things like that. But rarely did you find like a whole bar setup. It was, the illusion of a bar. You have bar stools and like a countertop kind of a thing. There's really, there was a couple that had that. They did have the bar. The bar's important, especially for a guy like me. You always want a guy like me in your bar. Come on. I would think so. Makes sense to me. So, the speakeasy of 2021. That entails, if you're not going to get a storefront where there's an alleyway, then you get yourself an apartment. And you turn that, let's say, 3-bedroom apartment into some sort of, people know they can go there. They can go there and have a drink. I would do it 24 hours. And there would be no cash. Everything will have to be Cash App as a donation. We're not selling anything. Everything is donation. By invitation only kind of a thing. I don't know. And then, what about people walking? You would have to rubber floor that whole entire space. Like, the floors that you find. Those workouts, like a workout mat. And that's going to make your place stink. Because, how you going to scrub those things, wash those things, mop those things. There are hurdles, but it can be done. It needs to be done ASAP. I need to be able to find one tomorrow. Because as we can see, no cars are driving by. The city is dead. I mean, the city is completely indoors. Look at this. I don't know, I'm just sitting here. Nothing is happening. The city is a ghost city, but people are indoors, and they need a place to go to. And I don't want to necessarily have to go to my friend's house. I'm going to go hang out at my friend's house. We're going to have some drinks. I'm not that kind of guy. I need a bar. I need a bar where I can have a few drinks. I need to hear the bartender's story about how she almost didn't get a babysitter tonight. That's what I need. Give me what I need. The speakeasy of 2021. A high-rise would work. You know why? Because high-rises are made on like 8 inches of concrete. Each floor has that concrete. It's like made for fire, and it helps with the sound. So it's not like you're in an apartment where it's wood and all the noise of people walking back and forth. You're going to have neighbors calling the cops saying, yo, they're like running a speakeasy upstairs. Get a nice high rise with a balcony. Bamboo the balcony real nice so you can't, and make sure no one can peep inside with their drones. You want to be able to be drone free. Thick curtains on the windows. Nice bar. Some built-in seating really quickly. I mean, you can just do some IKEA. Leather couches from IKEA. You can do that really quickly and spray paint the leg. Throw those around. Throw a couple of high chairs. And you can even have some catfish coming out the kitchen. It doesn't have to necessarily be just a bar. You can have some catfish and some buffalo wings coming out that kitchen easily with an air fryer. You can do a lot with an air fryer and a George Foreman grill. That's a fact. You know? '21 speakeasy. What does it entail? Because I'm sure within 30 days you're gonna be packed. And then with all the donations coming in, you're gonna be able to maintain upkeep. You're gonna be able to donate to the people that are working there, free of course. They're working free of charge. They're just there free of charge, accepting donations. And then, can I talk to you about it on another level? And what in other words, can I go left? Can I take you to Crazy Land? by making the 2021 speakeasy have no cash, what you are doing is you are nodding to the system. What is the system? Of course, is the control structure. What is the control structure? It's whoever gets to push the buttons and pull the levers. Right? So listen to this. What if, in my mind, I see that the 2021 speakeasy, by not accepting cash as payment and only by donation, is actually keeping this system interested, allowing it to exist longer than anyone else who is earning some sort of income or creating some sort of cash flow. This is actually limiting that cash flow to donations, and that donation is basically nodding to the system, nodding to the power structure, telling the power structure, listen, I'm humbled by what we recognize as being the future. So in turn, through this humbling, I still have to be me. I still have choice. I still have the opportunity to choose, and I choose to be successful throughout your transformation of your transforming of what is now to what will soon be. So me nodding, by me submitting to that system, that power structure system, possibly AI, yes, I said it, possibly AI is the one in charge. They're like, AI will now be, curious and interested. Because we have a person here that is ultimately trying to work this gray area in providing some sort of outlet for the person that this person sees himself being. So yes, there's selfishness involved and all that kind of stuff, but what you have is you have I totally got distracted. There's a garbage truck in front of me, and then it just, look how nice this garbage truck was. He like pulled over. All right, he's back on the road. He kind of pulled over. Let me go by, but I'm letting him go by. Nodding to the power structure, keeping the AI interested, having the AI, having whatever this reality that we're in, or at least we're agreeing that we're in, and we're accepting, we're saying, yes, the plane does lift off and fly. You know, is it the wind from the top of the plane, the bottom of the plane, on the sides hitting the wings, or is it that everybody in the plane believes it to be true that it's happening? So in my mind's eye, this Neanderthal brain of mine, just highly experienced in human nature and highly experienced in understanding people and their needs, providing this kind of outlet in these grays, but nodding, bowing down to the structure of what is obviously what's the future. Cryptocurrency, moving money without actual, not the fiat currency, not that paper money. And just going to be other ways of banking. And this is a nod to that reality, to that future. There's a part of me that just sees, even though I'm intellectualizing and rationalizing and trying to make light of what could be potentially something criminal. But throughout that criminalness, there has to be the element that is allowed to exist. There's so much that goes on in this town that is allowed to exist. And as soon as you add gang and violence, and as soon as you put a spotlight on something and hit them with the nah, look at me, look what I can do, then you're done. It's over for you. Those people never have an opportunity to truly take advantage of what's available in the way of access, and by the way of even exploitation of an idea. You wanna even follow through with an idea. Yeah, it's right through Harlem, Spanish Harlem, real quick. These are those turns where you would be afraid to make these turns years ago, because your car would get just bombarded with people trying to squeegee your car. These projects to the right of me. Whew. I remember these projects. This is East 110th and Lexington Avenue. And the 3 stores on the corners are open. All 3 stores in the pandemic are still open. And it's lit up like as if we're in Vegas with the LED lights. That was such a notorious corner right there. 110th and Lexington. I remember as a kid riding by with my bike. Not even as a kid, as a young man on my bike. Would have to keep it moving as quickly as possible. Get out now. Get away from these blocks. So high rise, ultimately I think it would be great to have a speakeasy as a storefront. Where the storefront, the gate will be down. And really only be one way in or out, which is never good. Especially if somebody's pissed off. Hashtag Happyland. So that's the problem with the commercial aspects of it. Somebody walks into you see, now I'm just talking myself out of even thinking about it anymore. Because, just so much that happens when you have oh, this is pretty. This is like what I used to own. One of my first cars was this car here. Boom. Let me see if you can see it. I had one of those. I was like 21 years old driving one of those. It was a 1973 280 SE. This is like a 250D. But it looks so much like what I used to drive as a kid. It's for sale. 4-door. I think that's a 250D. It's a diesel. That's the thing you have to worry about. You have to worry about a husband who's pissed off that his wife is at your speakeasy and she's in there with that guy that he can't stand, and next thing you know, it's like, he's calling the cops, and he was expecting to do really well that night, and now the place is shut down. You never know. So that's one of the problems, is that when you have a business like that, you wanna be nice, and you wanna have a smiling face. Problem is that same smiling face has to be able to get serious like that, and you have to be able to put somebody in their place, especially if they've been drinking. If a person has been drinking, then you got to put them in their place, and it's hard to just smile your way out of every problem. So that's another problem, having to deal with personalities. See, I could never open up a speakeasy. Why? Because I worked in the bar business from the age of 21 to 37. And I had enough. I know how fast things can go left. And then if you're running what could be considered an illegal operation. You know, I just would like to go to one. I don't want to own one. I don't want to run one. I don't want to make money from one. I just want to go to one. I want to sit down at a bar and have a damn drink. It's ridiculous. Driving all the way wherever I'm driving to do menial things just because I need to get away for the damn next couple of hours. Riding up and down. I'm riding up and down the city like a damn pirate porch. Wait, a porch pirate. You know, like porch pirates, they're like riding up and down the blocks looking for packages. I'm like riding up and down the blocks of the city just to feel normal. And I'm not depressed. Don't take this for depression in any way. I'm not depressed. I'm just, man. Well, COVID is real, but look, these guys right here have not stopped working every single day, non-stop in this city, 24 hours. Infrastructure is happening. Nobody's wearing a mask. Nobody's even thinking about that. They don't talk about any construction workers that have gotten sick. Where the sick construction workers at? They're not around. No, we can't have that. Infrastructure. This guy, the governor to my city, is talking about how, oh, look, that's the Tupac with the dead eyes. Oh, look at all, so much art going up in New York City, and it's all done like by computers, and then they have people that put the grid up and they paint in between the grids and they create these things here. It's all done through a computer. It's like no more freehand in this city. And the art is trash. The art is trash. Oh, dead eyes. No life, no feelings. So much art in New York is just, gross. Disgusting. No feelings, no love, no pain, just bland. Oh, like the tacos in a very Anglo neighborhood. Even when you pour the hot sauce on it, it's bland. You're like, oh my God. At least salt the water. Speakeasy 2021, what does it look like? And who's running it? Because if you're running a speakeasy, don't forget, like I said, you have to have the biggest smile on your face. And you got to be able to tell the person, listen, let me get you another drink, relax, not a big deal, it's all good. And you got to be able to say, listen to me carefully, don't you come back here. I don't want to see you over here. Don't come back. Do yourself a favor. And you need to be sincere about both of those aspects. A lot of people that run bars and clubs, they don't know how to switch it from absolutely normal and professional to absolutely crazy. And then switch it right back immediately. You need to be able to be picking up somebody, throwing them out into the streets, and then smiling at the police and say, yeah, man, you know, this guy, he was ruly, he like took a swing at my bartender, threw a bucket of water on her. Maybe he should, let's get him out of here for the rest of the night. My thing was always I would want the police to arrest the person, because if you don't arrest the person, they always come back with a gun and want to shoot your place up and all this, like, ego, 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 ego. But that alcohol and ego is just crazy. So that's why I would never want to open up a 2021 speakeasy. I just want to go to one. That's what I would want to do. I would want to go to one. And I wouldn't want to go to one where there's like shadiness, too shady. I want it to be like a bar. I want it to be where I can go have a drink, maybe even light up a spliff, not a big deal. Somebody could be at the bar smoking a cigarette, not a big deal. I don't care about that. But I don't want to go to a place where there's like girls working the room. I don't want that. I don't want to go to a spot where there's going to be like stripping going on. No, I don't want that. I can't stand a spot where I'm having a drink and there's a chick, like, you know, smelling like real musty because she's dancing all night and she's trying to get me to tip her. I'll just give her $10 and say, please walk away. All the girls that come by, they be like, "Hi, here's $10, please. Just have a good night. I'm trying to have a drink here." So I do not like those. I don't want to go to a spot like that. And if there is a spot like that, let it be like, you know, let it be on the weekend, on a Tuesday night. You know, Tuesday night is night. I won't go that night. So yeah, my speakeasy that I want to go to has to be very reminiscent of a freaking bar. Has to be a damn bar. Has to be like a bar, like a bar. It's 2021. We're driving by the projects here. And everyone's home. No lights off there. Like, do I just walk into the projects and just be like, yo, who somebody told me there's an after hours spot in here. Somebody told me there's a speakeasy in here. Where's it at? And then I just passed the Bootleggers, and they were open. It's a place you can go. You can get you some Hennessy, some Bacardi. You know, you get a bottle of Moet, and they only charge like not a very big difference from the liquor store. And they've been there for 40 years, and they've been allowed to exist. They've never not done what they're doing, and I think the owner changed. The guy who has it now, he's had it for about 20 something years. But not very much has changed. There's another space that I'm passing. I don't want to say what it is out loud, but the other night I heard music coming from that space. That's another thing. The 2021 speakeasy, what kind of music you're gonna have? Are you gonna insulate the walls, soundproof the walls? I mean, you could do it, but how are you gonna get in and out the building with the soundboard? I mean, it can be done. One of my favorite speakeasies was right across that street right there. It was called Pretty City. Oh man, Pretty City was all that. It's like a real bar, DJ playing. That's when they had the DJ Chief, the Chief Rocker Star Child. You gotta be over 50 years old to know who that guy is. Light skinned guy, Star Child. He was like all that. Mm. You are appreciated. This has been a venting experience for me tonight. And I'm glad I had you there to help me along this journey. The 2021 Speakeasy. What does it all mean, the 2021 Speakeasy? Maybe I should ask the cops. You're like, yo, where's the after hour spot around here that you're allowing to exist? Because they allow people like me in there. And there's no drama or violence. Where's that at? I'm like, yeah, go right over there to the right corner up the stairs. Yeah, and if I went to one and there was some gambling going on, I wouldn't care about that. It just couldn't be no hardcore yelling and screaming gambling. I don't play that. I don't like to be in those kind of rooms because I'm always thinking the gunman is coming right behind the door to get these guys. But like I said, it should be the 2021 Speakeasy should not have any cash. Whoa, all this came up? I didn't see any of this, y'all. Musty strippers. Yes, the musty strippers. No, thank you. Did you hear about the new Apple Watch that can detect coronavirus? No, I'm not aware of that finesse yet. That finesse I'm unaware of. To the left, to the left. Much love, brother. I like the way you highlighted my name like that. Mr. Surreal, is that you? Hi. Go ahead. Look, see, I have the light. I'm not going to even take it. I'll wait. You will be able to attend a packed bar in 2023. Oh, 2023. Look, the light is still green. I'm not even taking it. I'm just going to wait. Can you elaborate on the Dionne Warwick alien? Yeah, I guess I could. You should go. You look like DJ Enough. Okay, thanks. Is that a compliment? I hope it is. Keep dreaming, chef. It ain't happening anytime soon. Elvis, too. Do the Lord's work. Oh, that was B. Morris. Do the Lord's work. Stop it, Frizz. Okay, a little inside baseball. The Lord's work is from Troy Terrain. He is one of the originators of the I wouldn't say of the podcast, but one of the originators of the internet, one of the internet pioneers, like one of the people that said, we do not need anyone but you. You're the supporter. I don't need a fan. I'm going to talk about everything that happens throughout the day, all the all the hot topics and what's going on and what's relevant. He's like the first guy to really, really, really do that, seriously. And he always says that, for these like depressed people who are feeling a certain kind of way about the world, maybe you should just put the Mossberg in your mouth and do the Lord's work. So that's a nod to Troy Terrain, also known as Star. And he has a show called The Star Report on YouTube. And to go talk about what Redface wanted me to elaborate on, the Dionne Warwick aliens. Okay, the story is basically my dad and I wanted to go to where the Pepsi sign is in New York City. There's how they have that famous Coca-Cola sign in Times Square? That no longer exists, and it hasn't existed in quite some time. And I remember when that Coca-Cola sign in New York came down, and it was very troubling for me because it seemed like such a staple to have this sign with the Coca-Cola on it and for it to go away. Well, there's another sign that has a Pepsi Cola sign just as big as the original Coca-Cola sign in Times Square, but this is a little more accessible because it's you can almost touch it. It's so low to the ground, whereas the Coca-Cola sign in Times Square was up in the 30th floor kind of a range, 50th floor. This is like right there, the 5th floor. It's like this huge sign. It's pretty cool. And all around this sign, they have what appears to be some sort of like, let's say, can you imagine a golf course? And you take the golf course and you cement half of it, but you keep all of those peaks and valleys. So there's this cool little area where they have all these peaks and valleys right off of the edge of the water in a place called Long Island City, which happens to be in Queens, not in Long Island. It's just what they call it, Long Island City. And in this place, they have tons of people that live in this city, and they all pay about $5,000 a month for like a 2-bedroom. And everyone there is very, 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 very polished. Like it looks like you're going to Greenwich, Connecticut. Everyone there has on a collar shirt. Everyone is impeccably dressed. The shoes that the women wear there are amazing. All the women there are fit. It's almost, I would say, like a half of a percentage of the people there are overweight. You're not gonna find it. There's all these underground parking garages, and in these parking garages there are Bentleys and Rolls Royces and McLarens and all of the most exotic cars you can imagine that are owned by the people that live in this little tiny maybe 10 square blocks of high rises. And these people are like the elite of the city. They're spending an astronomical amount of money on parking, astronomical amount of money on rent. It's just like, it's absolutely insane. And I, from time to time, like to go over there because I can always find parking, because most people actually park in their garages. They don't use the streets. That's for us peasants. So and I'll take my dollar out for my tip. So It's $6 for the wash, and then when I end the wash, I always try to give $1 to the fellas. And it's an exterior wash, no Armor All. The place that I paid the monthly for the wash, it comes with the Armor All and all that stuff. But I just want to get some of this New York City dirt off this vehicle. And then I got to do the windows. The inside I vacuumed yesterday, so it looks good, but I still got to do the windows. And anyway, so in this place called Long Island City, I'm painting this picture for you of the people that are there, the people that are living there, the kind of people that are walking around. It's very, very Asian as well. And when I say Asian, I'm not necessarily talking about from China. I'm talking about like from India. I'm talking like from, I'm talking about, hey, what's up, buddy? I'm talking about like Bangladesh. I'm talking about tons of Indians, tons of these and then you do find a lot of black people, a lot of Africans. You even find some ADOS, which is an American descendant of slavery here, you know, native black. You do find a sprinkle of them. They're very, very successful. They have the Coach bags and the red bottom shoes and all that. Everybody, the whole neighborhood is popping. So my dad and I parked the car because I can always find parking there. I can always find parking there. And this parking, we decide to walk. So we're walking towards the Pepsi sign. And as we're walking towards the Pepsi sign, I see this woman and man sitting on one of those really cool cemented benches. Doesn't have a back to it. It's just like, you know, they may be like about 2 feet off the ground where you can sit comfortably. I guess the height of a chair is 17 inches. So a chair leg, in other words. So this is about 17 to 20 inches off the ground, and it covers the whole space, up and down, all different areas where you can just sit and just look at the grass and watch people, you know, play hacky sack kind of a thing. I don't know if I've seen any hacky sack, but it's like that. They even have these wooden chairs that are made. They have these wooden chairs that are made, and the wood is used like, it's like really amazing wood that you, like, just, like, no weather's going to destroy this wood. It's just so amazing. They make these long chaise lounges. So you have over 100 chaise lounges in this space. And I look over to my left, and as we were walking towards the Pepsi sign, what do we see? We see a ADOS looking man and ADOS looking woman. And the man was about 400 pounds. And he was sitting up really straight. And he had on what looked like some sort of muumuu. And let me talk about the weather. What was the weather like? I don't think it was t-shirt weather. It was some sort of fall weather. And I believe this was in 2019. It was in the fall of 2019. I should have started this whole story with that. It was the best of times and the worst of times, you know? Plagiary alert. Plagiary alert. No. So, So So you see this guy is sitting there. His back is totally straight, upright. And they were playing Biggie Smalls on their little boombox. And it was a boombox that had a handle on the top, and it had red and blue and green lights that was slowly, pulsating red, blue, green, that kind of a thing, and just back and forth. As the music was playing, they had the music right next to him. Not next to her, it was next to him. So as I'm walking, the first thing I see is the music, well, the first thing I hear is the music. So it drew my attention to them, and I looked over at the man who's sitting totally upright, and he's wearing this sort of like burlap, like a burlap sack almost, maybe even a turtleneck, burlap sack on top of it, and it was almost like a muumuu, and he's sitting there, and it's just bloused all the way down to the floor where you couldn't even see his shoes. Totally bloused all the way to the floor. You couldn't see the guy's shoes. And he's sitting totally straight. Next to him is what appears to be a ADOS woman. And she is just sitting there, and she's smiling. And it caught my eye because her teeth were very unique. And I was like, oh. And as I walked away with my dad, we both were like, yo, that woman looked just like Dionne Warwick. And I was like, yo, she did. She looked just like Dionne Warwick, now that you say that. And he goes, yeah. He said, maybe it is Dionne Warwick. I was like, is Dionne Warwick alive? And he was just like, I don't think so. And I was just like, anyway. So we take a couple of pictures. If I was a better YouTuber, I would just be like, ping, 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 and I'll show you the pictures of my dad and I over at the, it'll be right here, ping, and then maybe you can like press it and then capture like, a video that I have like 16 seconds of like really cool day my dad and I had. Anyway, you only have yourself to blame for me not being that. And it's like right at the best part, I start acting ridiculous, right? What's wrong with me? I'm sorry. Forgive me. So we come back as we're walking. Now that we're walking towards them, they were to the left of me. Now we're walking towards them, and she's the first thing we see. Mind you, she's wearing this like sack kind of a clothes. She's wearing what he's wearing that I never even noticed or paid attention to. And she has on like this muumuu sack. Somebody's having a party in the Bronx. Be careful what you wish for. about 10 people inside of a storefront. Not quite what I'm looking for. There's a lot of cars out here. Bronx is popping. A couple of more cars just pulled into that what looked like only about 10 people in a business. So what we realize is that this Dionne Warwick woman is wearing the same damn sack all the way down to the ground as this man, and is sitting really straight up. And the music is playing something else that was from 90s era. And as we approach the woman, my father says to the woman, he's like, hey, anybody ever tell you you look just like Dionne Warwick? And she says, who? And she smiles. And he says, Dionne Warwick, the singer. And she says again, who? And she smiles, and the smile was so it was like exactly looking into the face of Dionne Warwick. And my dad and I were looking at each other like, yeah, you know, the Dionne Warwick. And I was like, hey, Dad, come on, let's go. Let's just bounce. Because while he's speaking to her, the guy next to her started, I'm telling you, man, I got goosebumps. Goosebump alert. The guy is sitting upright, and he started to go. He started looking at her and started looking at him, and he's like this. I swear to you. He wasn't moving his hands. He was moving his shoulders, and he was looking like a straight up malfunction. Like some sort of computer program, major malfunction. He was like he was just like, and she just was like, who? And I was like, yo, Dad, come on, man, let's bounce. And we swiftly went to our car. I put that bad boy in drive and reversed, made the broken U-turn, and got out of there. And let me tell you, not in a frantic way, but in a very deliberate way, I got out of that situation. Because we're talking about this woman is wearing 100% Dionne Warwick's face. 100% Dionne Warwick's mouth and teeth. And is asking us, who, in such a strange way. And the way the guy that she was with started to freak out. And like, he's just like, he's going crazy. So I got out of that situation as quickly as I could. Well, so that's the whole story with the question from Redface about Dionne Warwick and the alien and the mask. And I had suggested that possibly these were some sort of aliens that were maybe on some sort of vacation, and they paid for an opportunity to come and observe us and watch us. Trust me, I sit and I watch people. I love to people watch. I love people watching. And I was thinking how possibly these could be some sort of aliens on vacation. It's a good segue to writing a story of, like, people that are just coming to visit, and they just, like, intergalactically or alternate dimensionally passing through, and they spend a weekend here on Earth, and they get to pick out all these different characters, and maybe their body shape, and they wear their size of their bodies were not conducive to us. So hence the oversized burlap outfit style, draped down to the floor, and sitting with their back straight, wearing these, ADOS masks and this personas or whatever. It was crazy. It was crazy. Let me see what else is popping. I wonder if that was her. No, it wasn't her. That's the thing. The body shape of this face didn't match. So you saw a face. You saw a person's face that was uncanny, but the rest of the body, the guy was 400 pounds and the girl was like 300 pounds. Or 200 and let's say 230 pounds. It was very odd. They got a bunch of lady boys that be up here. You guys want to see the lady boys? And I'm not going to say, let me see if they're on this block. I don't really quite remember. That's not true. I know exactly which block they usually are. I wonder if the pandemic messed with their money. Maybe I'll turn the camera. I'll turn the camera so that I don't want any smoke. I don't want to get my car. I don't want words are powerful, so I'm not going to say what I don't want. We'll just maybe I'll lower the light on my end. Yeah. So you can barely tell that my phone is even on. There we go. Because there's no joke tough over here. This is Fordham Road in the Bronx. Fordham and Jerome. Jerome Avenue is where I'm on, and what's the left and right is the Fordham Road. This guy's probably looking for parking. I don't want to get too close just in case I have to quickly back up. What's this right here? Yeah, I was trying to be a gentleman and let you cross. I thought you was crossing. All right, love. Be safe out here. All right. Yeah, that was one of them right there with the mask on. Oh, and I say this respectfully, but they must be so happy they can rock the mask at work. Uh, yeah, so this is the block. They be on residential. There's like a 3-4 block area, and they just work the residential blocks, and they turn tricks on these blocks. It's so bizarre. And to the left and right, I don't know if you can notice in this lighting, but they have like beautiful homes over here. Some of these homes are like, $2 million homes with backyards, decking, all kind of porches and all kind of stuff. There we go. Look at this. Okay, my bad, my bad. I had somebody say, "Can you drive me home?" That'll be an interesting ride, right? They're like, "Sure, I'll take you home. No funny shit, though." That bitch probably got 6 box cutters on home. No, thank you. So there it goes. That was the block, y'all. That's where the lady boys be. They were about 6 deep as soon as I hit that light, right? You saw that? Look at these houses to the and down the block they got lady boys. Who the hell would want to live? Look at this. Look how nice that looks. Yeah, that right on the corner is another lady boy. Looks like a dude hanging out with them. Come here, big boy. Yeah, I ain't gonna go around again because I'm not trying to get my window broken. And words are spells, so I gotta definitely leave. Yeah, I found out this place about 20 years ago, maybe longer than that. This place has been around. It's only a couple of blocks. But I used to make this right turn to go across here to beat the traffic on, what's it called? The Fordham Road traffic. So I always would take this, and it was no big deal. And I would do it during the day. But I did this one time at night. Look, you're about to see somebody jump in the car. Let the negotiations begin. She was like, no thank you, boo-boo. Save your money. You can't afford me. This nigga driving around here with Virginia plates and shit. And now this is University. See, this was like a shortcut. You could get to University over here. And one day I drove by at night. I was like, what the heck? This is different. And it's always been like that. But I know for a fact you don't mess with them, you're going to have a problem. They break your car window probably, or mace you. And you know what I mean? They don't care. So you don't want to be going around with the video camera. Probably have a real problem. See me? I could barely see me. There we go. You all appreciate it. Riding through my town. You know, it kind of makes me feel good to see that it's going on still. Because I think I have video of me going through that area and it was like completely empty. So that kind of feels good to just see that there are, you know, the lady boys are hitting the streets still. Even though, like, who the hell wants that on their block, right? No one does. And how does a block maintain? Like, how do I drive by that block 20 years ago? And then periodically, out of curiosity, I just drive by the block. It's like wreck. And it still has maintained that small amount of blocks, 3-4 blocks, of just lady boys. How does that stay like that? How does that maintain? And then you have $1 million homes on the block. People have homes on that block with, like, you can walk around the porches like some like Southern plantation style, like weirdo. New York is just so full of people that just didn't care. This is why New Yorkers have the attitudes they have, because people just don't. There was a time where you bought land and you just built, and if they said, ew, that was ugly, what are you doing? They was like, so what? I'm building 2 more 3 blocks from here. What are you gonna do about it? So that's where that attitude comes from. You know, how the hell you drive down that block, you got the ugliest looking $400,000 home and the most beautiful 1.2 on the same block. It's just like New York, man. And then at night, the lady boys are out. You go by here in the daytime, you'll never ever think that that's what's happening at night. So This is my city. You are appreciated. Thank you for tuning in for as long as you did. I hope I answered the question of the Dionne Warwick alien mask. Maybe take a little opportunity real quick to pull over. Look, there's a parking spot about to open. No, the guy's on his phone. That's a hydrant. Not the one. I said something pause worthy. Okay. That's a lady boy glizzy. She had the fatty too. Oh my god. Oh snap, pause. We cursing? Please no cursing. Was I cursing? You should have drove around Jersey again, chef. Sure, tell me where to go. And hit my Cash App. 646-732-6976. Elvis Rosenberg. Hit the Cash App. And then I'll even, I have to tell YouTube and the people whether this is going to be sponsored or not. So let me know if you want to sponsor an episode and somewhere interesting you want to check out. Maybe something from your childhood. Just maybe something you want to, drive around and see. You are appreciated. What more can I say? I'm done here. Yeah, Poland Spring has stepped it up. They stepped their game up with this one. Give it a try. Send them an email, tell them I sent you. I don't believe in that at all. I'm teasing. Good night, everyone. Boom.